after this match?
The feeling is probably one of the worst that I ever had. Maybe potentially the worst feeling I had in 20 years of coaching. I'm feeling so much for this team, for Ghana. I really wanted to help them to go to the first World Cup in 20 years, and we felt that we had a good chance to do it today, but we didn't perform well enough, even if it was a little bit of a 50-50 game. Always when you're in the losing team, you need to face the truth, and the fact is that yeah, we lost with one ball, and now it's really painful.
Thank you. First question here.
All right, Coach. You mentioned that
The mic.
your chance. You mentioned your chance of going to the World Cup. You still have a chance at the playoffs. How are you moving from the mentality of losing this match, getting out of?
Thank you.
I'm Ruth from Ghana Media.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know there is another opportunity and a chance for us to go through some other games and qualify for the World Cup. That's absolutely correct. But right now, when you're asking me 15 minutes after the game, we went all in. I'm feeling empty right now. Of course, we need to sleep and build up again in one way or another. But right now is it's just a bad feeling.
Yeah.
Coach, commiserations. My name is Mike Luwaga from Zambia. Yes, I know you're saying it's just finished, but you have Ivory Coast on the 13th. How do you mentally prepare your players knowing that definitely it could have been worse? You could miss out completely on the World Cup playoff.
Yeah, I think it's a question for actually for tomorrow. I understand why you're asking it, but tonight I think it's we all need to cry a little bit, be super disappointed. We need to look ourselves in the mirror to see what we can do better, what we potentially couldn't do better, and then learn from it, and then move on to the Ivory Coast game. Because you're saying as well, there is a chance to go through to the World Cup.
Yeah.
Congratulations, coach. Neil Sherat from the cutback. I wanted to ask you about today's game. In the first half, it seemed you were able to create a good few chances, especially shifting out to the right with Alice Fusi, but it seemed to drop off a bit in the second half. So where do you think that drop off happened?
Yeah, I agree with you. I felt that we started the game pretty well. We were holding the ball in the team. We were creating some chances. We scored a goal. I think we started to kick the ball a little bit too long in the end of the first half and made it a little bit too easy for us and also for the opponent. Both teams were stretched and was more looking like a ping pong game for a while, and that is just good for the opponent. So we spoke about in halftime to try to control it a little bit more. I think we did it for a while in the second, but in the end we couldn't control it enough and create chances enough. We talked about in the press conference yesterday about that we had less rest days before this game, included some traveling. Of course, you can potentially see that Alice is a good example that like you talked about, that I felt that started the game really well, but she couldn't hold up her performance, and probably because she was tired. I mean, she played a couple of days ago, and that it's probably you need probably one day more to get fit. But it's out of our control, and that's just a fact when you are in Group D, that you will always have less days recovery.
Next question. Yeah.
Thank you. My name is Asara Benkwam, Sky TV Ghana. Coach, would you say you actually gave the game away with those, I think, 3 substitutions at a goal taken out, unless I think she was the brightest spot in terms of our attack today? Then, asking you about the substitutions, I don't know, I saw about, I think, 2 players I think 3 or 4 who were introduced for the first time in this tournament. What informed that decision, considering the fact that you have some players who have already tasted the tournament and I think they were in a better shape? What informed that decision? Thank you.
You can always say, I mean, you asked me the same question the other day, but the opposite, that you asked, do you think that I did the subs too late? And now you're asking me if I did the subs too early. Okay, that means that whatever I do, you will always look at the result, and if it's good, I'm the best coach in the world. If we lose, people gonna complain over the subs that we did it too late or too early or whatever. I know that's my job, and I need to accept. Like I said, I think Kusi did very, very well, but she was tired. The same thing with Evelyn. I think she started the game good, but Evelyn couldn't play more than she did, for example. And we only had 2 days with recovery. If we had one more day, they will probably play a little bit longer. We also changed Kudju, that I think did well, but she also had a very difficult defense role in this game. So that's why we took in Basima, that knew her role to come in and to defend, because we needed to have a little bit defense balance still if you were trying to go in for a goal. I actually think that they did pretty well, Basima especially, that came in, but right or wrong, we don't know it now. We don't know what would happen if we change something else or whatever it is. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Coach. In this tournament, you had 3 offside goals. How are you looking at solving that before going into the playoffs? Because it's been to your disadvantage all as well.
I mean, the fact is that I think we have an XG that is maybe 11 or something like that. We have only scored 3 goals in 11. That kind of stats, expected goals 11, and we have only scored 3 by ourselves. Together with, I think we have 5 VAR decision against us, and no one with us. Of course, in a limited of games we're only talking about 4 games. That's huge. 5 VAR decision against you, and only 3 goals when you have creating expected goals of 11. I mean, so we need to take care of the chances better. We need a little bit more luck, and some of the decisions on the pitch we need to help with as well.
Thank you. It was the last question, Coach. Thank you, and
Thank you.
we wish all the best.
Thank you.
Please subscribe to the channel and hit on the notification bell for more.